they actually see it through. And I found myself that it was easier to play it the controlling way. But again, that's my preferred play style to it. Same way of yours, you preferred the more controlling aspect of 2 Cave Clash.
Yeah.
And it's like, I get the feeling like Magic, or while I got will adapt things, like some deck may be a pure aggro deck, but someone will look at it and go, I like this strategy, but I hate the rest of its supporting cards, so can I change this into my way of working but keep this key combo thing and slot it in? Like Magic players are more adept to doing that. Plus, I also find that Magic players are more kind of versatile in what cards we would use. Like we would use quite a lot of cards that you would never put one and one together. You
Yeah.
know. But again, that's a different conversation. That's because like the format draft is an actual big part of Magic, and it's
But
quite.
Magic's very open, but it's like there's no archetypes. So it's like if something comes out and you like the look of it and you can work with it, get it.
Yeah.
It's not like it's not like Yu-Gi-Oh's been a wee bit more lax in their way of doing this because over the last couple of years they've seen more decks that can be splashed and the other things, but like you go back 7, 8 years ago, like you
Mixing
played
and
with an
matching
archetype.
is really a
You
term.
played with you played with an archetype. Ultimately, like always, there's always going to be decks that are kind of like even if you go back years ago, even if you go back to like goat format is literally just like some of the best cards three on the like threw together.
Oh
You know
yeah.
what I mean? Like someone got their 10, threw it at a wall, picked up the first 40 cards and it won. You know what I mean? But you're getting kind of these wee nuances now that are kind of like deck like archetypes will work with each other. It won't be just random cards. Like you'll get things that will work well with each other, and then something else will come out, and you'll be like, all right, okay, I like to look at that. Maybe this could work with that, or maybe we'll do something with this. Maybe we'll change how I feel the deck will run. So the nice thing is that Yu-Gi-Oh is getting like that, but again, I think some of it could be partly due to the fact that Yu-Gi-Oh's kind of, well, Konami in general. I think there's only so many ideas that you can make. So a lot of these archetypes are very similar to other decks, but like they've been changed from like say some like warrior, like dark warrior to like
Fiend,
I don't know.
light
Uh,
fiend.
yeah, like you'll find that decks are very similar in the way that they run, but they'll just be changed. Because there's different support that way. There's different support over there, so we'll make it for that person. Someone wants a new insect deck. Here, take this. Take Striker in insect form. Something like that. For example,
Yeah. Right. To revert back, because we went a wee bit off track there, we were on tournament policy. And this is a kind of thing I like more in the Magic thing. I don't know if you agree with me, right? I'll stick in the Magic side of this argument, and you can stick in the Yu-Gi-Oh side of this part, Jacob, for it
I'll,
makes
I'll
more
be
sense in this argument.
I'll be the devil's advocate for
Right.
this one.
Alright. On the top tier, the top 16, right? On day twos of Magic top events, the format changes from best of three to best of five. But
yeah,
there's a nuance here of the best of five. Instead of the side decking taking place on game two, the side decking can't take place till game three, but both players are issued each other's deck list to know exactly what the sideboard and main deck contain at game three. So you know what you're going up against, your opponent knows what you have, the playing field is level.
yeah,
Right? The thing I would like most to see in Yu-Gi-Oh happen is not the best of five thing. It's the deck lists issued to the top players to see, because there's a psychological element there. If you're looking at an opponent's card list and their sideboard included of what's there, and you know what's in yours and how to combat theirs, but what are they going to think that you're going to see looking at that deck list?
I think. See, it's good and bad. It's a it's good because you kind of, if you're wanting to learn at that high level, it's good to kind of understand. But I think it's kind of part of me would be a bit more negative about it, because obviously if you know what your opponent's playing, you know kind of what they look out for. But at the same time, the way Yu-Gi-Oh is, it's like one deck will kind of beat. It's like if you take say the top 10 decks and put them in like a wee pie chart kind of thing, it's like that'll beat that, that'll beat that, that could never beat that, that'll beat all that. Like this will beat all that side, that will beat all that side. So it's like you're coming up against decks that are they're not they maybe weren't made to beat something, but the strategy is or like the play style of it is just out of reach for something to beat. So if you were coming up against the person in the final and they were playing something, for example, say if it was I was playing, I don't know, what's semi decent? Say my World Chalice deck, right? If I was playing my World Chalice deck, but I seen someone that was playing something like True Draco Monarch. I have two spells. I have like the Cosmic Cyclones. I side the MSTs, kind of thing. I have a very, very small chance of getting around something like a domain. Very small. I have to go first. Whereas his side deck could be literally just hatred. I have no
Yeah.
answer. I wouldn't want to play game 3. You'd be like, part of you is like, I don't think I would win. If you're really being honest with yourself, you could be like, I don't see me winning it. But again, there would be people out there like kind of would be more like me, that would maybe be more like-minded. I'm like, happy days, a bit of a challenge. Like the uphill battle. Like that's always that's always kind of how I've liked playing Yu-Gi-Oh as well. Like I don't
See, I like looking at the deck list because I know what I have to try and figure out with what I have.
yeah.
You know what
But
I
if
mean?
you don't
It's
have
like,
the answer, like that's the thing. It's like Yu-Gi-Oh is very kind of secular like that.
oh yeah,
A
I
lot of
know
decks
different
don't have
Magic
the answer.
answers. You can create answers out of not having certain
Yeah,
cards. You can create scenarios to actually facilitate what you need
yeah,
by manipulation. But I do think there is an also strategy part to it. Like when two people are sitting down, like he could equally the right side of you, but if both players are looking at it and both saying, I want to quit, like say both your sideboards fuck up each other, but they still don't know what you're adding in and taking out.
yeah.
You
Again,
know,
you don't know if you're going to even get it. You don't know it. Like that's the one thing with Yu-Gi-Oh. It's like people have a 15 card side deck. You could side 4 cards in, and you won't see them.
right.
And
Like
that can happen.
I would say Magic does like have a better chance of either drawing for the cards, digging for them, searching,
Yeah,
or literally just putting them where you want them. Like I won't
yeah,
deny that one, but that's just a difference in mechanics of the game. But again, it's because we play with 60 cards, and we also technically, well, they're not dead cards, but realistically do play with about 20 to 25 cards that are real useless at certain points of the game. That we
yeah,
do have to play a game of chance whether or not we draw them, hence why we have that added benefit of being able to search more, draw more,
yeah.
vice
Like
versa.
imagine a Yu-Gi-Oh deck that was comprised of like say 10% of it, which isn't a lot, but 10% of like generic searchability, like because if you're running anything blue or
Yeah,
green, you can get to whatever you want. So blue obviously is going to be like drawing and things like that. Green will be just like I'm going to ramp up, I'm going to summon things from the deck, or a graveyard or something. Like if you had a Yu-Gi-Oh deck that was literally like every card on it was like do something, draw a card.
it
Obviously,
was.
we have one, but that's beside the point because
I
carding is
mind
just cake.
Like I mind it was a video. Like I don't like him, but I remember I watched it just out of curiosity. It was the time I really did it. I actually started playing Magic quite well. And it came up. It was like what I think it was Simo, and I don't like all that YouTube stuff on Yu-Gi-Oh or that ever. but the video itself was actually on about what if Yu-Gi-Oh had cards like Magic. The one that sticks in my main, because it's always the one that comes up top. If someone types in a draw card for Magic and it comes up, and they think like this is overpowered, and it's called Ancestral Recall, or not? I think
But
no.
Ancestral Recall is overpowered even in Magic standards.
Don't look at the actual relevant card. Like nearest relevant card you would kind of get that isn't that incredibly broken is Brainstorm. And when you look at Brainstorm on kind
There's
of
a reason why these are limited in certain formats or banned in certain formats. If you really want to go down that route, go down.
Brainstorm,
Say something like divination. The divination in consideration graceful charity because they're kind of the same thing in retrospect, right? You're getting a +2. Like divination, you have to pay a high cost for to draw 2 cards, and that's fine. You can run 4 of that in a deck while also having something like Serum Visions and Brainstorm and things like that. Whereas like Yu-Gi-Oh, we've had Graceful Charity banned for like I don't know how long. Do you know what I mean?
realistically, other than a couple of wee changes, Brainstorm is Graceful Charity. Instead of putting the 2 cards back on top of your deck, they're going to the grave. But in Yu-Gi-Oh, that's more important than going to the grave realistically than being back in your deck. But Magic is more important than being back in the deck. Like when you look at the 2 cards on face value, they are quite identical.
Yeah.
And it's like, Graceful Charity's been banned for God knows how many years, and Brainstorm hasn't. But I do agree that people kind of in the Magic community look at Yu-Gi-Oh cards and go, these are quite weak. And yes, I'm one of them. Sometimes I would do it quite a lot. I look at cards that are similar to Magic ones and go, well, this is actually quite shit because of the restrictions. I can do this for nothing in my other game, but I can't in this game. And vice versa, though, I find that if I would explain a Magic card to someone, they just automatically say it's broken, even though it doesn't really do much, realistically.
Yeah.
Like, I think it's a common Serum Vision. What it does is draw a card and you scry 2. And then there's another version of it now, which a weaker version of it now, which is Opt, which is scry 1 card, which is you get to look at the top card of your deck and decide if you want to keep it there or put it at the bottom, and then draw a card. It's like people say that's just overpowered. I'm like, in my game, it's not. Realistically, it's just a tool. It's the same like kind of tool as your generic like kind of. Try to think of a generic card that would be similar.
It would be on the same kind of. If you had to kind of put them both up beside each other, something like that would be like Dark World Dealings.
Yeah.
It's only good if it's good if you make it useful. It's good if you make it useful, but it's kind of bad. You know what I mean?
Alright, if I draw, like, say I'm down to the later part of my game of Magic, and I have 2 cards in my hand, and both of them are useless, and my opponent has a full board and a full hand, and I draw an Opt, I'm kind of looking at it going, if I can find what I want off this is a good card.
Yeah.
But if not, I'm still equally screwed as what I am right now. There's not really this one card realistically is going to get me. Like, I kind of need a couple of cards.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.